What if I told you that the most epic adventure of your life doesn't require a passport, a plane ticket, or even a perfect plan? You see, adventure isn't just out there, it's right here. It's in the way you chase curiosity, break routine, and follow that gut feeling that says, there's more for me. The real adventure isn't about where you're going, it's about who you're becoming along the way. So let's start building your epic life starting now. You ready to do this? Let's go. We think we have to have the perfect timing or the perfect plan or wait until we feel more confident, but it's just fear wearing a different outfit. And sometimes the adventure is even better when you don't have it all figured out. I wanted to be an explorer since age 7, and it took me almost 40 years to get here. So if you're ready to make this time in your life the one where you start living into your own dreams, grab a notebook because we're about to map that out together. Number 1, say yes before you're ready. Ready is a lie. It's the biggest con your brain has ever pulled on you. If you're waiting to feel ready before you make a move, you're going to be stuck on that starting line forever. Confidence doesn't show up first, action does. Case in point, I booked not one, but 2 of New Zealand's most iconic hikes, the Milford and the Routeburn Trek, back to back. That's over 50 miles of hiking in 8 days. Before that, I was a day hike girl, in and out before lunch, no multi-day treks, no backpacking resume, just vibes and very questionable confidence on if I could do it. Because sometimes you have to lock yourself into something so big that you have to rise to the challenge. I didn't just survive it, I surprised myself. Did I have moments where I thought, what am I doing out here? Absolutely, every day. Even when it was raining so hard that the scenic views looked like I was hiking inside a Tupperware container. But here's what I learned. You are capable of way more than your fears want you to believe. Fear's gonna tell you to play it safe, to wait until you're quote unquote more prepared. I also walked away with proof that I can do hard things. And once you have that proof, you can carry it with you into every other part of your life. So go book the thing that scares you. Throw yourself into something so big that you have no choice but to rise to it. Number 2, adventure close to home. You don't have to cross an ocean to find adventure. Sometimes it's sitting right in your own backyard, waiting for you to notice. And once you see it that way, everything changes. I rode ATVs through the Wasatch Mountains, snowmobiled across powder so fresh it felt like riding on a cloud, and wandered through a German-inspired Christmas market with chimney cakes and wooden chalets that made me feel like I'd been transported to Europe. Except I didn't need a passport. I just needed to look at my home like it was a brand new destination. Sometimes we can get so obsessed with going far away that we miss what's right in front of us. I used to think I had to get on a plane to feel awe, to feel like I was exploring. But now I see my own hometown like it's a travel destination. And here's the wild part. The more I treat it that way, the more adventure shows up. New trails I didn't even know existed. New restaurants that bring the flavors of the world right to my plate. New experiences that just make me feel as alive as summiting a mountain halfway across the world. So if you're waiting for a plane ticket to live your adventure life, I've got news for you. You're already there. You don't have to go far to feel far from ordinary. And once you realize that, adventure stops being something you plan for later and starts being something you live right now. Number 3, get out of your head and into the wild. Here's a truth nobody tells you. The hardest part of adventure isn't where you go, it's the head game, the overthinking, the doubts, the what ifs that creep in like uninvited guests and set up camp in your brain. I felt every single one of those voices the day I decided to hike solo, both in the US and abroad, with no guide or partner, just me and my pack and miles of trail ahead. I remember standing at trailheads, heart thudding, thinking, is this safe? What if I get lost? What if something happens? You know that voice. We all do. It loves to talk you out of things. Every single one of those thoughts, they're a test to see if you'll listen to the fear or if you listen to yourself. When you hike solo, you don't just face the trail, you face yourself. That version of you that second guesses everything, the version that plays small, the version that waits for someone else to go first. And when you finish that hike, sweaty, tired, and just a little bit proud, you don't come back as the same person. You come back as someone who knows they can figure it out, even when there's no one else around to cheer you on. So here's my challenge to you. Do something solo. It doesn't have to be a 10-mile trek in the Dolomites. It could be taking yourself on a solo day trip, booking a class in something you never tried before, just something that forces you to lean on you. And when you stop waiting, you start living. Number 4, create rituals, not resolutions. Resolutions are like cheap hiking boots. They feel good for a few miles, but eventually they fall apart. And when they do, you're left with blisters and regret. That's why I've traded in resolutions for something that actually works: rituals. Daily, weekly, non-negotiable rituals. The stuff that keeps you moving forward even on the days you don't feel like it. Resolutions are about one big change, but rituals are tiny, repeatable actions that stack up over time. But it keeps me from living on autopilot. You don't build an epic life by making one big move. You build it by showing up every day, even when it's messy, when it's inconvenient, when it feels like nothing is changing. The daily steps you take, that's how mountains get climbed, and that's how you conquer yourself. And if you need help with this, that's literally what my expedition program is for. When I'm not out there exploring or sharing my adventures with you, I'm here behind the scenes, helping people get out of their own way and build a life they can't wait to wake up to. So if you're tired of setting the same goal every year only to watch it fizzle out, maybe it's time you try something different with a guide. You don't need a new you. You need to move beyond the past version of yourself that's holding you back. Number 5, navigate the obstacles. Don't wait for them to disappear. There's always an obstacle. Something will test you. That annoying little voice in your head saying, "Are you sure you can do this?" On a trail, obstacles look like boulders, rivers, or steep climbs. But in life, it's fear, insecurity, procrastination, perfectionism, the stuff nobody sees but everyone feels. Those internal obstacles are harder to climb than any switchback. I've learned this the hard way while summiting Mount Nebo. I started the trek by hiking it with a group, but I was the slowest among all of us and felt a deep insecurity kicking in as the group got way ahead of me during the descent. I ended up being solo. No one was there to encourage me when I got tired or make me feel safe when ominous black storm clouds started rolling in. It was just me and my boots and that long winding path in front of me while I descended through rain, hail, and lightning. My brain went into full survival mode, just trying to tell myself, "You're safe, you're okay, just keep moving, you can make it." It was terrifying, but it was ultimately me versus me. I realized I'm the guide. I'm the one who's gonna get it done. That's where the magic happens. Not when the fear goes away, but when you realize you can carry it and keep moving. Fear doesn't just leave you. Self-doubt doesn't magically evaporate because you've read a motivational quote. You move with it, you hike with it, you live with it, and eventually you realize it doesn't have to control you. Here's the big shift. You don't need to eliminate every obstacle to move forward. You just need to stop waiting for them to disappear. They're a part of the process, a part of the journey. Fear, doubt, insecurity, those are all trail markers on your expedition. They're not a sign to turn around, they're a sign you're on the right path. The obstacles aren't going away, but neither are you. Building an epic life isn't about waiting for the stars to align or for fear to vanish. It's about walking with the doubt, moving with the uncertainty, and showing up for yourself anyway. The adventure you're looking for isn't out there, it's right here. It's in your choices, your rituals, your willingness to say yes before you're ready. No more waiting for someday, no more hoping for the right time. You already know the epic dreams you've been putting on hold. All you have to do is take that first step. If you're ready to create your own expedition, to build an epic life, and more importantly, build an epic version of yourself, I've got you. I've put links to my expedition book and expedition program in the description and pinned in the top comment. These are the tools that I wish I had when I was standing at the trailhead, wondering if I had what it takes. And I will tell you, you do. Here's to the epic adventures ahead. Until next time, stay wild, stay curious, and as always, keep exploring. Hey, thanks so much for watching today's episode. Take a second and like this video, then subscribe to Explore This so you can get notified on when the next episodes come out, where we're going to be seeking adventure, tasting the world, and discovering everything. So excited to have you with me. I'm your host, Ahana, and I will see you next time.